All right, so let's go ahead and let's talk about this. Older women. When I'm talking about older women, I'm talking about women in their 50s and 60s. Now, I know what I'm going to say is going to be offensive to a lot of people, yet it's going to be true. Lately, I've been watching a plethora of videos of they got this court thing where men are taking their wives to court because when they go get a DNA test, they find out that these children that they have been rearing and raising, providing for and caring for ever since they've been born, is not theirs. Not only one, but 2, 3, and sometimes 4. Can you imagine that here you are, you're in the hospital or you're at home birth and you're believing that these children that are coming out of this woman are yours, only come to find out later on that they're not. You talking about a swift kick in the gut. Now, man's natural instinct is to get rid of that woman, and you can define that any way you want it. But I'm just giving you what the book says, to get rid of the woman. And you can't blame them because, man, you're talking about the ultimate betrayal. The ultimate betrayal. And then you watch these women, as many of them will flat out, they will sit and just look stoic, almost as if they've done nothing wrong. I'm talking about this man don't even know that these children that he's having by this woman, he's going into defiled land. You understand that? This woman is defiled. She has defiled him, and mind you, and in this defilement right here, there's a lot of sin going on. And this man is totally unaware that there's mixed seed, mixed DNA being inserted inside of the woman that is supposed to be his. And again, I sit and watch the faces. I sit and watch and discern the countenance of these women, stoic, hardened. And mind you, this man that they're married to has been taking care of these children as if they're his own. The man, I see the man, he breaks down. He's about literally to lose his mind, because there's only really one way you can get closure on that. And if you want to know about that, you have to go over on Patreon right here, okay? But man, I tell you, it's just a sad situation. And so I'm going to talk about this for a second. Older women. Why is it that older men do not want to deal with older women? I'm going to tell you the reason why. Number one, you've had your time. And you've done wrecked homes. You done broke up homes. The infidelity in monogamous marriage is just off of the proverbial chain and chart. It's just, it's gone bat crap crazy. And I'm trying to figure out for myself, now that these older women, because I see it all the time, especially when you go to the airport or especially when you're on vacation, you see these older women trying to look like younger women, trying to act like younger women, trying to be like younger women. And mind you, you're past your childbearing years. And so you're out there enhancing your breasts, Botox, doing everything you can to try to allure a man that's just simply not interested in you. A man by nature, when he sees a woman, automatically what happens in the unseen realm is he looks at this woman, he's attracted to her. He's attracted to her because she can help him build. She's in her childbearing years. And, when they're in their late teens and in their 20s, these are prolific childbearing years. And the problem today is that this older generation, 50s and 60s, They have so tainted and doing every damn thing they can to taint the younger generation, because these women who have been home wreckers, these women who have broken up homes and done had children by other men, now they're looking for a stable man around their age that don't want nothing to do with them, because they already have experienced you. And of course, they throw disparaging comment, well, you just can't handle me. Nobody wants to handle you. It shouldn't even have to be that. In other words, the other way around is supposed to be the man handling the woman. You see, many of them had chosen a career path over family. I mean, let's go to the very beginning of the reason why that we are married or we have seed with a woman in the first place. The sole purpose of life in general is a procreation. It's not go get a degree. I'm going to take care of myself because I can't depend on no man. And usually the ones who done that are the ones who have been the most unfaithful. They have not been loyal. They're having another man's children while in wedlock. And I can only imagine, man. See, when a man, his imagination goes crazy when a woman is unfaithful and she's been in infidelity. The things that you do with her in the bed, somebody else done it, and you send them. What in the man? That's a serious hit. And so an older man, he can imprint himself on a younger woman that will love him and that has not had her run of the mill in the world. Because whether people like it or not, your body count, woman, it matters. Your body count determines you, who you are, your outlook on life, because this body count, you're being imprinted on. Every time a man puts his DNA inside of you, you're being imprinted on in your mind. And that's why many of you have went the wrong way, gone too far in the work. You didn't have mothers. Like the book says, you didn't have these older women who were supposed to be out there to teach you how to love your husband, because they didn't love theirs. How can they teach you how to love your husband when they didn't love theirs? They were home wreckers. They were adulterers. They were unfaithful. So they can't teach you any morals or any values because they don't have any of themselves. But the way that it's supposed to be is that the older women is supposed to be able to teach the younger women how to love their husbands, love their children, and teach them how to guide the house. We don't have it today because all the ones that are 50s and 60s, the majority of them now have been home wreckers. They don't love their husbands. They never have. They don't love their children. It was all about them and their career, and children was just part of it, and and they weaponized the children against the man and used the system. The real head in the monogamous relationship is the state. They've used the system against this man to pulverize, to do everything they can to strip this man of his manhood. And so a man has nothing else to do but to just kick the traces, because if we do the things the way that the scripture says, it'll be a whole totally different outcome. So who are the older women today that is going to teach the younger children the principles of marriage and family, which is, woman, love your husband, love your children, and guide the house? Who's going to do that today when they've chased career, when they've been adulterers, when they've been out having other men inserting their DNA in them, and that just lets you know how deceitful a woman is. There's no wickedness like the wickedness of a woman. None whatsoever at all. And then they go out there and they act like they've done nothing wrong. Well, what about the man? He was unfaithful. I don't get that one right there, because I understand the way you've been conditioned religiously. I understand the way you've been conditioned in this world right here. And there are ways to take care of that. But the problem is women, you're starting off on the wrong foot, because if you think you're equal to a man, if you have equality with a man, then you've been sold a bill of goods. That's why the many of you in your 50s and 60s, you're going to be alone with a cat or alone at home with a dog. I mean, at best, at best, the only thing you could do with any man today. That's why I looked at the other day. I was like, cougar? What is a cougar? I know what a cougar is out here in the wild. I said, man, there's these older women that prey on these younger men, and they say this is their philosophy. You know, you good with me. You don't have to never worry about me getting pregnant because I'm past my childbearing years and stuff. So, you know, you can have all the fun you want. I'm like, who is going to teach our next generation with that kind of mindset? Do you want that kind of mindset teaching your woman? So older men is doing actually what the book says. Because you think about this. Sarah and Abraham had like a 10-year gap. Joseph and Miriam, commonly called Mary, they had like almost a 30, 40-year gap in their marriage right there, because Joseph was somewhere in his 40s and Mary was a young teenager when she bore the Messiah. It's just Hebrew culture. And so it's not uncommon in Hebrew culture for a man to have multiple children. It's not uncommon for a man to have multiple women. It's just that you can't tell me that monogamy is the champion of society, because they have used a woman to destroy every fabric of holiness and righteousness that there is by trying to convince the whole world that they're equal, and they're not. They're just simply not. A woman cannot do what a man do. A man is the one who builds societies. A man is the forger of the home. The man is the hunter and the gatherer. The man is the provider. The man is the security and the protection. The man is the one that is charged by the Most High Yah to love his wife. And wives are charged to be obedient to their own husbands. Now watch this. Here's the catch right here, right? As unto the Lord, as unto the master. And if you call what some of these older women have sown over the years obedient to their own husbands by going out and laying with another man, and bringing forth seed by another man, that's the ultimate betrayal and treacherous and defiled. I mean, man, the institution of stoning, man, I tell you, it looks like these people across the pond, they got a lot of things right today, because the fabric of American society, Western society, is just eroding and is degrading so fast today. It is coming to naught so fast today. The only hope we've got is that these younger women would love their husbands, bear his children, help him build, because that's what it's all about. You are there to help build your man, help build the family. You are there to pour into these children, because that's what this life, this is what the whole purpose, the reason why we're here. We're born man, we're born woman, we're born male, we're born female. And we're born that way so that we can procreate and keep society going. Now, what type of society you want to keep going? Because, you know, the way I teach what the book says. From the law, the prophets, Jesus, and the apostles. I teach separation from this wicked society. I do. I teach it and gladly teach it and proudly teach it. Because when you look at the influence that this world is trying to have upon our children, we don't want them to have any parts of this wicked world. And so now you have a lot of these women that they forego their childbearing years. They thought in their late 30s and their early 40s, after they done had their career, they done chased the pinnacle of the height and the zenith of whatever it is in corporate America or whatever job. Then they get married, find out they can't have children. In vitro fertilization, that don't even work. Nothing is taken. And now they're depressed. So when they get older, it's going to be them alone. Nobody's going to be around their bed to mourn the legacy of a good woman. She could have been a good woman, but offenses and bitterness and betrayals, and I can go on. I'm not saying that every single man out there is a quality man. I'm saying that, woman, you are the gatekeeper of family. You and you alone. You are. And the book teaches that the heart of your husband should be able to safely trust in you. and trust has eroded. It's gone. And so now you have a lot of offended older women that see the younger women. I don't know what it is. They can't even love the younger women. They want them to experience the same pain by painting a negative picture of men when you're the one that volunteered yourself for these situations right here. It's just sad. And so today, a lot of younger women, they're learning how to be a woman. A lot of them, you know, at least the influence I have from people like me who make these videos to teach them. It's nonsensical for a man to get married. If you're in your 50s, it's nonsensical for you to get married to a woman in her 50s or in her 60s. What is she going to do for you? If she hasn't been a good woman to know how to love children, love her husband, love children, and guide the house, what benefit is she going to be for you? She can't help you build. She can't bring forth children. And I'm not saying, look, the book says, the woman, she doesn't need to be taking under 70, having been the husband of one wife. 70, that's 60 years. I get it. I promise you. I'm trying to help us have a right mindset. Don't listen to people who are bitter. You go and you ask them a question as a young woman, and you listen real close. And before you know it, somewhere in the midst of that so-called answer, you start hearing about all this old woman's hurts and pains. And she's trying to infuse that cancer and that poison inside of your mind. And when you get that, when you get finished, what wisdom did you get? What did you learn? That's the one thing, man, I used to constantly stay on these older women about. I'm like, what are you teaching these young women? What kind of foolishness is this? Did you do anything right in your life that you will be considered a woman of wisdom to help build the nation of Israel? I mean, the woman is the nurturer. The woman is. I mean, she's the first line teacher. Teacher of what though? Of what? Charity? No. It's just completely sad. So we've got to start this thing all over again. Everybody that speaks to you, young women, they ain't your friend, especially of the woman species. You know how wicked a woman can be. These women have got 20 and 30 years of perversion, 20 and 30 years of discord, 20 and 30 years of deceit, 20 and 30 years of defilement, 20 and 30 years of witchcraft and manipulation and coercion. They got 20 and 30 years of that. And the first wisdom they're going to give you is out of guard. Oh, man. So you can end up just like them. I told you it's going to be a hard-hitting video. And mind you, I'm trying to keep my spirit down as much as I can to cause as less injury as possible. But you can't soft pedal the truth. The truth is what sets free. That's just all it is to it. I'm disappointed. So all I've got to depend on is the younger women being taught by our righteous men. My advice nowadays, if you can find one, and them are slim pickings, if you can find one, and they're very slim pickings, you better find a woman that is still been married like 40 and 50 years, someone like that. And even then, you still need to be careful. You need to be highly careful. 40 and 50 years. Y'all better watch it, man. I'm telling y'all, because, man, love yourself. Love yourself. Love those children. Love your husband. Obey him, especially if he's a good man. He's a provider. The grass is not green on the other side. Start learning how to mature and build yourself. Because if we don't get this right, I'm telling you, man, you already see the society. And when I go out, look, I live way out in the woods. You can obviously see it in the background. As you watch me, you can see I'm way out in the country. And when I leave here and I go out to the public venue, be it the airport or somewhere in the city or town, I'm looking around. I'm just like this the whole time. I'm literally appalled at what I see, because all I see on a daily basis and all I'm around on a daily basis is holiness. Women with beautiful spirits, wonderful spirits. That's what I'm around all day long. Women that are obedient to the word, and women who are pouring their souls into their families, and women, young women that are preparing themselves for marriage the right way. And then I get outside of this safety and I look at all this chaos out here and I look, what is that? What is she doing? What the world is going on? Oh, man. And then, especially when I have my sons in the airport with me, boy, they start asking questions. Dad, what is that? I said, son, come here and sit down. Let me tell you. This is what the scriptures tell you that is an abomination and that you want to stay away from. Anytime you see any woman like that, you automatically count her out of your life forever. Because she will not add any value to you. She will not help you build. I know you're too young to understand this right now, but that is a wicked woman. I don't see too much righteousness and too much holiness at all today. I don't hardly see none. What saith you? I mean, if I'm wrong, tell me how wrong I am. Come on, give it to me. Tell me how wrong I am, because I don't believe I'm wrong. I know I'm right, because I live this thing. And mind you, you're talking to a man that's been literally married 40 years. Don't give me that mess. Boy, I tell you, we are just messed up, ain't we? We're totally messed up today. Well, I hope that a lot of you will change your course. Stay away from these foolish old women that don't add any value, that are bitter, have wasted their lives, have lived in iniquity and transgression. Forget about them. There are some beautiful, holy, set-apart women that have made the mistakes in life. And they're literally trying to teach the young women, listen, I see the path that you're going down. I understand the way your mind is working, but it's not right, daughter. This is the way you should be thinking. This is the way it should go. Just take the advice from an older, experienced woman. You don't need to go down the road that I went down. I made many mistakes. Don't make those mistakes. When you're young, you make foolish mistakes. As you get older, you're tired of the foolishness. You want peace. You want rest for your soul. Anyway, I hope it says something to stimulate thought. We're here at the Feast of Tabernacles. Well, right now, we're probably sitting at maybe 700 people. Before it's all said and done, we'll have close to 1,000 people here on the land. We thank the Father for it. Y'all be encouraged. Keep the Most High at the first and foremost forefront of your mind. And listen, again, people like me that has a track record, bless brother Ty, people like me have a track record. You can look, no good deed ever goes unpunished. So I'll say something on a video, and you got people out there that are master manipulators who walk after the flesh, who God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame. Understand what that means. I'm gonna speak more about that as well. But all you have to do is just pay attention to fruit. What are you gaining? And what are you learning? And what type of man or woman are you aspiring to be when you listen to certain people? You're either going to bring forth fruit or you're going to bring forth death. And you alone can be the only one to determine it. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to be accused and slandered. They're going to twist my words. You know, the book talks about that too. They twist your words. They use good words and fair speeches. They deceive the heart of the simple. I can go on and on and on. You be careful. Love yourself enough to guard your ear gate and your eye gate. Because it's so easy to deceive simple-minded people with words. But you can't deceive people when you see fruit. When you see that fruit, it's undeniable. They'll even attack the fruit. These wicked people will, because they don't have any. They can't produce it. So guard yourselves all the way around. All right, bless y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. King coming.